It is the People's Show. And as you already know, my name is Comrade Korletey Obuadey. And today, we're going to talk about the exploitative society. I said the exploitative society. But before I get into that, let me inspire you. Let me say a few words to motivate you so that you can face your life, face your dreams, and face your goals with a renewed energy. Now, everybody loves a champion. Everybody wants to be around a champion, or everybody wants to be that champion. But you and I know that it doesn't take a day or two to become a champion. If you're going to be a champion in whatever you do, you've got to work at it. You've got to prepare. You've got to plan. You've got to wake up. You've got to exercise. You've got to do or go the extra mile. Now, if you don't want to go the extra mile, you don't want to expect greatness, glory, success, achievement. You don't want to be a champion. So today the message is clear. You want to be a champion, you've got to go the extra mile. You want to go be a champion, you've got to work hard. You've got to go the extra mile so that you can do what? Be that champion. Because victory, like they say, loves preparation. So if you want to be a champion, prepare, work at it, and you will be that champion. It is the People's Show. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Studios 2 View. The truth is here in your eyes.
Welcome back. It is the People's Show on Studios 2 View, and my name is Korletey Obuadey. Now, today we're going to talk about the exploitative society. Now, our society is an exploitative society. Why? Because we take advantage of each other. We take advantage of each other. Every time there's an opportunity, we take advantage of each other. We're exploiting each other. The politicians are exploiting the ordinary man. The ordinary man, whether the mechanic or whoever, is also taking advantage of somebody. We are always taking advantage of our employers. We're doing something. We're all trying to take. We're all trying to exploit. That is not the right society. That is not the kind of society that we're going to flourish. That is not the kind of society where there will be happiness. Because happiness can only emerge, happiness can only come about when the people in a society are working together for collective harmony and collective enjoyment and collective distribution of wealth, where we are celebrating each other, where we are enjoying each other's company, where we say, you are important, I'm important, no matter what you do, no matter what you're doing, no matter what your contribution is, we are all contributing to create that ideal society. Now, you and I know that the society we have today is the kind of society that the Fourth Republic has nurtured, which is a nurturing of greed, of selfishness, its own patriotism, of anti-workers. When I say anti-workers, what I mean is it's a society where we don't enjoy doing good work. We all enjoy taking advantage of the state. We're using state phones, we're using time that we need to use to work. We're using it to do our own personal stuff. We're using time for work to go and do our own thing, and we're not working. We're not working. So we have become anti-workers because the Fourth Republic was born and nurtured on two anti-working forces, unpatriotic forces. So we've all become anti-workers. We no more find joy in work. We no more find joy in doing our best. But we all want to take advantage because we have become the exploitative society. But today, there's no reason for us to become an exploitative society, because to become an exploitative society means we are not going to make it. And we are going to disenfranchise a huge number of people, the disabled, the peasant community, the people who are in the kind of situation where they need support. We're going to disenfranchise them. And so we would always be at the mercy of other people, taking advantage of us. Because the rulers, those who have been ruling this country, are doing everything so that their children will take over. So after they steal from you, after they rob this country dry, they're going to what? Give all that inheritance, that stolen wealth and stolen goods to their children. And what is their children going to do? They are going to become your next MPs, your next ministers, your next presidents. So you have former presidents' children becoming president, former ministers' children becoming ministers. And what about you and I? You and I cannot wait. You and I are not going to sit on the fence anymore. You and I are not going to allow this society to become an exploitative society. We must stop the cycle of exploitation in this country. We must stop the cycle of oppression in this country. We must stop the cycle of winner takes it all. And what do you call it? Achunaye. What fair achunaye don? Bamboo they work, monkey they chop. We're not going to do that thing again. The youth, my countrymen, my fellow youth, this is the time for our generation to emerge. This is the time for a new generation to emerge. This is the time for a new generation to lead us to the promised land. This is the time to kick out the old generation. This is the time to kick out the traitors. This is the time to remove all the anti-workers, the opportunists, the loot and share group. This is the time to say, it's enough. Because you and I cannot create and live in a society that is exploiting the younger people, exploiting the vulnerable, exploiting the disabled. We must make sure that the wealth is equally distributed. We must make sure that everybody has the opportunity to advance their potential, to what? Increase their potential, to find happiness, to find joy, to find harmony. Because at the end of the day, nature, the universe, has blessed us with abundance. There's enough for everybody. There's enough for you and me. There's no reason for one person to say they want everything and pass it on to their children, to only their family. That cannot be right. That cannot be accepted. That is oppression. And we must all stand up against oppression. We must all do everything in our power to say no to oppression, no to exploitation, no to manipulation and subjugation of the lower majority. Remember the class struggle. Remember, it is a class struggle. And this class struggle, it's not going to end today, neither is it going to end tomorrow. Because the class struggle will continue until the lower majority is able to what? Overthrow their class enemies. Because the upper few and the middle minority want to bury the lower majority alive. Collaborating with the international capital, with their international collaborators. They want to destroy us. They want to bury us. They want us to be the raw materials for the world. They want you and me to be vegetables and tomatoes and carrots. But we refuse to be that. We refuse to be vegetables and carrots and tomatoes. We are going to be masters of our destiny. We are going to drive the resurgence of the global African into mainstream global humanity. We're going to be the mainstream. We're not going to allow anybody to take advantage of us. And for that to happen means we must what? Develop consciously, political consciousness, ideological maturity. We must awaken and understand that, look, our ignorance, the ignorance is being what? Taken advantage of. Our ignorance is being what? Manipulated. When we are ignorant, we will be manipulated. When we are vulnerable, we would be taken advantage of. So we must stop being ignorant and we must start learning, start developing ourselves, because you and I are the key to unlock the great potential of our society. Our society will make it. We will make it. We are not going to be slaves. We are not going to be raw materials for anybody. We won't be raw materials for anybody. We will master our own sciences. We will master our own development. And we are going to transform the society. And this society is going to be one of the greatest, one of the most great civilizations ever built, modern civilization, built with hard work, determination, and zeal to see something, to make something of ourselves, to transform ourselves, to become what we dream, what our ancestors dreamed and knew that we can do. Our ancestors believe in us. They believed in you. They believe that you has the ability, you have the capability to turn things around, to make the dream come true. Everybody loves a champion. Everybody wants to be around a champion, but nobody wants to be around the failure. Nobody wants to work with somebody who is failing. But today, I've come to tell you that you are going to change the narrative. You are going to change the African narrative, because the African narrative is not going to be a narrative of poverty or a narrative of war or a narrative of hunger. We are going to change this story. The youth, my generation, we have a call to change this story, to transform our society, to make it a society where the greatest happiness will be found here. The greatest happiness, the greatest joy, the greatest desire that one can get from inner satisfaction, inner joy, because you contributed to doing something, because you are not here by accident. We are not here by accident. What I'm telling you is not any information or education or knowledge by accident. This information is solely for you, solely meant for you, because you have a role to play. You are going to be the key to unlock and to awaken the giant that is sleeping. Today, the African giant will awaken. You will awaken and turn our situation around. You are going to turn our situation around. Like Steve Biko said, he said the weapon, the biggest weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mentality of the oppressed. So, what is our mentality? Do we want to be champions? Do we want to be the leaders of our civilization? Do we want to be the masters of our civilization? Do we want to be in charge of our own? Or we want to keep waiting, and hoping that God will come and save us, hoping that Jesus Christ will come and save you. You are hoping that Muhammad will come and save you. Well, I've got news for you. Muhammad is not coming to save you. Jesus Christ is not coming to save you. Kwame Nkrumah is not coming to save you. You have to save yourself. We have to save ourselves. Today, the battle has been passed on to us. We have to wake up. We have to make the mark and rewrite the story, because our society is looking for historical officers. It is only historical officers who understand our historical mission, because we indeed we have a historical mission to fulfill. And this historical mission can only come about when you and I have decided to become historical officers. And when we become historical officers, we will understand that, look, the generation, the children, our future, our destiny lies on the role you and I are going to play. The role you and I are going to what? Take the mantle. The role you and I are going to take. And the vision, the commitment. It is all about commitment. Above everything, we must be committed to our destiny. Our destiny is a scientific necessity to arrive at the great African home nation. We will have to build the great African home nation right here in Ghana and expand it so that everywhere, anywhere, the African can fly home and say, indeed, this is the great African home nation. We will build it, you will build it, and collectively we will speak up for the African glory, because you and I are indeed destined for greatness. Today, I don't want to say much, because I know you are ready for the journey we are about to take. It's a collective march to paradise, a collective march to the great African home nation. And you and I will make it, make our ancestors proud, for glory and for African power. Hail the African home nation. Hail the African revolution. We will triumph, come what may. This is the People's Show. We are on Studios 2 View, and we will always give you what you, the people, want us to give to you. To speak the people's mind at all times. We will always dedicate ourselves, commit ourselves to the cause of the people. Hail the African Revolution. The African Revolution triumph. It is the People's Show. My name is Comrade Korletey Obuadey. Till I come your way next time, I say the truth is here in your eyes.
Studios 2 View. The truth is here in your eyes.